Literally. You do that.
It's kind of, can we see?
Yeah.
There we are. I see you now.
Hang in there, folks. You guys don't understand the mountains that we moved to make this happen.
I'm going to scoot back a little bit. So how's everyone doing? Put this here so I can put my hand. So where is everyone today? There's Mary, Christina. We're spinning.
Just hang in there. Let it settle down.
Yes, hit the thumbs up so that they can send it out to other people. There's my
notification.
I got it. There it is.
Make sure you have your volume down. I mean, I don't know why it would be spinning. We're sitting here in the world of 5G, so we should be rocking this signal.
We're in the Faraday box.
Yeah.
There's South Florida. There's everybody.
There's everybody.
Florida. There's everybody. And there's my
Someone
voice.
has their volume on.
I don't need that. Okay. Okay, there's everyone. Now I can see it. There's Lynn Creek, Missouri, Victoria, Florida. Heather's from Western Pennsylvania. Mama Modes in Alaska. And then Larry's from London, Ontario, Canada. Okay, we're all here. Montana, Wyoming. All right. Oh, good. Roadkills Ranch got their first beginning of a live stream. I'm glad you're here. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, all.
Trying to fix this blind here, but I'm going to get right into it. I know some of you guys come, you just want that information right off the bat. And that's what we aim to do. We want to give you guys the information, the news you can use because it's getting kind of crazy out here.
And Shelly walked barefoot today.
Yay! And you know, when we talk about grounding, you don't have to walk barefoot all the time. I do. But go sit in a chair. A lot of you said you had fire ants or little things that you made it where you couldn't do it. But if you just get a chair and go sit outside in the sun with your feet on the ground, touching the earth with the grass blades and everything underneath your raw feet.
If it's sand, it could be.
That's what you do.
Even concrete is better than nothing, you know?
Yes.
Rocks, if you had some rocks, you know, anything, all those things that are natural fibers will work.
Okay, so tonight what we're going to do is we're going to talk to you guys about sugar. All right, a lot of you guys might not understand a lot of the reasons that you could be sick, that could be causing your dis-ease, right? Your dis-ease is too much sugar in your diet, and the food processors know this, and they even add extra sugar to your diet to make you addicted to their products, okay? So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to talk. I'm going to show you guys a little quick video that gives you some nice visuals on what we're talking about a little bit. And then Stacy's got our notes ready, and we're going to talk about our personal experience on how our lives changed when we cut sugar out of our life. Hers way more than mine. Out of her life, that is. So here we go, okay? If you guys missed this, you can always go back and watch this or whatever it is, okay?
This is really good. So everyone get ready and listen. Don't turn it on until you get unblurred. I want you guys.
We're not blurred.
No, this might get blurry at the beginning.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Okay, are you guys ready? And here we go.
These foods have a different effect on your blood sugar. These foods also have a different effect on our hormones. For example, this will impact our hormones differently than this. In the next 2 minutes, your life will never be the same again. And if this video changes your life, please share this video because we gotta get this information out there. Now remember, this is the amount of blood sugar that's supposed to be in a healthy person's body. 1 teaspoon. Now these 6 oranges are the same amount of calories as these 2 glasses of orange juice. Now ask yourself this, can you drink these 2 glasses and still be hungry?
Yes.
Can you eat these 6 oranges and still be hungry?
No.
Most of you won't even be able to finish all these oranges. Firstly, look at the difference. Orange juice drastically spikes your blood sugar. Oranges doesn't. And look at that, what's happening 2 hours later. The blood sugar's crashing. With the oranges, it doesn't. Same amount of calories, different effect on your blood sugar. How is it that this does this, and this probably only does this? Fiber. Fiber is the key. See, fiber reduces the glucose spike, and it also prevents your blood sugar from crashing. When your blood sugar doesn't crash, you're not hungry. And this creates a higher insulin spike, and now your body struggles to burn fat for energy. This creates a lower insulin spike, and your body's able to burn fat for energy easier. And that low insulin allows you to burn this stubborn belly fat. Now, everyone out there will tell you, count your calories. Now, these 10 apples is 700 calories. This meal right here is 1,400 calories. So if I reduce that in half the burger, half the fries, half the pie, that's the key, 700 calories, because that is the same as this. Seriously, this barely has any fiber. It's designed to be addictive and delicious. It's gonna skyrocket your blood sugar, skyrocket your insulin, and keep you hungry. Compared to these apples, most of you can eat maybe 2 or 3 and you're full. So yes, while calories do matter, what's more important is the impact of that food on your hormones. And the easiest thing you can do is up your fiber. If you're surrounded with all this food all the time, start your mornings with this. You've completely screwed yourself up and you're hijacked. Now you have more cravings, you're constantly hungry, you struggle to lose weight, you start getting skin problems, brain fog, anxiety, depression, because your insulin levels are staying high all the time, because your body's trying to do whatever it can to maintain healthy blood sugar. And if you keep just adding this because you think it's only about calories, all you're left to do is rely on willpower, you keep falling off, and now you think something is wrong with you. So up your fiber to control your blood sugar, control your insulin levels. And remember, the food industry wants you focused on this, not this. So you feel like you're the problem and not them. All of these foods have a different effect on your blood sugar. These foods also have a different effect on our hormones. For example, this will impact your
You guys getting that? Because what you just dropped there is the total truth. But what I really liked about that was the demonstration, because you saw the sugar. We're to have 1 cube of sugar in us, and he threw that out there, and there's like 20 cubes of sugar, man. All right, now we're going to cut loose on some real life testimony, and we're just going to try to help you guys along and answer questions. And we got right into that news right there that you can use. They're making you sick through the food.
Yeah, so basically, you know, in our blood we have about a teaspoon of sugar. And if you look kind of at the average person nowadays, they're getting 17 teaspoons of sugar. So when you look at 12...
I thought you were going to show them. Where's your teaspoons?
Oh, now I didn't show yet. I was just going to talk about it.
All right.
So basically, you know, like I say, the average person is about 17 teaspoons of sugar. And you look at 1 soda, that's a 12-ounce soda. That would just be like a soda can. That is like 10 teaspoons of soda, or 10 teaspoons of sugar. Most people drink a much bigger one, like the 16-ounce, and then you're going like 16 ounces of sugar. 16
so what is
teaspoons.
it now if you drink a soda a day over the whole year? How much weight do you put on?
Yeah, 1 glass. Well, if we're talking about juice.
Oh, juice.
So, because what it is a lot of people think, I'm not going to drink soda, and they say don't drink soda, but they drink fruit juice. Well, the fruit juice...
Or orange juice.
That's a fruit juice.
Yes.
So you're drinking it, and it basically makes your blood sugar spike because it just goes into the bloodstream very rapidly. When you're eating the actual fruit itself, you're getting the fiber, which slows it down, and it can absorb better at a much more reasonable pace. That's what happens to people if they had... That's why a lot of people are like starving by lunchtime, and they ate, you know, maybe 2 hours before. Let's say they had a glass of orange juice, and then you had a bagel. So that's going to turn into a simple sugar, which is about 11 teaspoons of sugar in 1 bagel. So let's say you had a bagel for breakfast, and that gives you 11 teaspoons of like a simple sugar. And then you had fruit juice with that. Oh my gosh, your blood sugar is going to go crazy. And then what happens, there's this hunger hormone called ghrelin, which helps you to store your weight too. And it's like, they call it the hunger hormone. So that's going to be brought out at the same time too. So then you find that you're more hungry throughout the day, and that throughout the day you're going to keep eating more and more and more because that ghrelin, you know, is coming out.
You're angry.
So much sugar.
Sugar
And then
withdrawal.
over time, over the years, you know, you keep wondering, why am I gaining weight? Why am I gaining weight? You know, water is always good to have. You know, water is great. We need water on our diets. So daily, you know, maybe start switching. You know, sodas, fruit juices. Some people think I'm doing better with them, but a lot of times the fruit juice, you're better off just to eat the real thing. And then that way it's regulated in the bloodstream a lot easier. And needless to say, you know, if you look at, read your labels even on your fruit juices, because generally, if you look at it, it says, you know, it says 100% juice and you get it in the plastic bottles or whatever and it's juice. Basically, that's just like drinking sugar water. You know, after it's been squeezed or whatever they do to it and it's been pasteurized, it's going to lose all of its nutritional value. So basically, you're just drinking sugar. So, you know, we talk about the shrub, which is 1 part of raw apple cider vinegar to 1 part raw honey to 1 part of like mashed up fruits. So whatever's in season, like now it's strawberry season, mashing some strawberries up, or blueberries, blackberries, mash them up, and then do 1 part of that fruit. You let it set for a few days and then strain it, and you're going to get this like fruit juice concentrate, and then you can put that over ice and put some water with it or some sparkling water, and you can make a healthier version. Or just get water, put some fresh fruit in there. You can even put a shot of maple syrup in there and make your own kind of little sugary drink like that. And that's going to be much better than like having a big glass of orange juice or something that'll really spike your blood sugar, and then you crash, then you get tired, then it causes that ghrelin to come, that hunger hormone, then you're going to eat more, and then over the time, I wrote it down. It said there was a study that was done. It says drinking 1 soda a day could lead to a pound of weight every 13 days, or about 28 pounds a year from a soda, and a lot of that is due to the carbonation. So a lot of that carbonation that they have along with everything else.
And don't think if you're drinking diet soda you're getting off the hook, because aspartame is probably even worse.
It causes weight gain too.
Yes.
Yeah, so the big thing for men and women, and especially women, because if you look at, you know, what the heart, I want to call it the heart company, the heart association, and different organizations that say, you know, you should be doing this or doing this. And I still think this is high, but they say for the average man, you can have 9 teaspoons of sugar a day, and for the woman, 6 teaspoons. So your hormones do not like sugar. So if you're perimenopausal, premenopausal, postmenopausal, anything like that, you know, you really need to look at that. And when we talk about sugar, it's not necessarily like candy and desserts. I mean, like I was talking about a bagel, that breaks down to 11 teaspoons of sugar. So look at some of these things. Let's say you had that bagel for breakfast, and you had bread for lunch, and then you had pizza for dinner, along with having a soda or having some fruit juice. That is a lot of sugar. I honestly, you know, I read where it said it was the average person is about 17 teaspoons of sugar a day. I think it's much, 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 much higher than that, to be honest with you, with a lot of people, especially young teenagers and kids.
And back to juicing, you guys remember there was a big kick about the juicing, juice. We know Jack LaLanne, he lived a long time, juice. Stacy, I went out and got her a juicer, like what was that? The fancy one, what's the fancy one?
I don't remember.
What's the fancy one? Come on. Bzz, bzz, bzz.
Well, no, that one, I don't remember.
We had to get that. First we got a hand crank one, then I got one I could put into the thing because juicing was the thing. But Stacy's going to tell you what happened to her when she started juicing versus just eating the raw, you know, with the fiber, right? Remember?
Well, for me, myself, you know, everyone's different. So you look at different people's body types and how they metabolize things. So I'm more estrogen dominant person, and there's a lot of women like that that are more estrogen dominant. So like, let's say you have, you know, you're predisposed to getting like ovarian cyst or fibroids or tender breasts, or, you know, all that kind of stuff. That's probably because you're estrogen dominant. So your diet plays a big thing to that. You know, having cruciferous vegetables in your diet are very helpful to help get rid of some of those xenoestrogens out of your body. But the big thing for me was sugar and watching my glycemic index. So for a lot of people, I would say the majority of the people, you know, going on a lower glycemic diet is going to be very helpful. You may notice so many things changing. You know, your gut is getting healthier, your skin is getting healthier, you're losing weight, you're feeling better. your aches and pains are going away, because you don't want to do this stuff that just crashes into your bloodstream, and you're getting that spike. And over the years, this spike in insulin, can affect, your cognitive abilities. We look at the high incidence of dementia and different cognitive disorders like Alzheimer's. So a lot of this, sugar is not good. So there's ways to do it, to satisfy yourself in the morning. We talk about good farm fresh eggs, and cooked in butter.
Real butter.
Yeah. And
not margarine.
These good fats. Or if you're going to do something, like if you are going to have your pancake, make sure that you're adding a protein and a fat with it, so that it'll help it so it doesn't go crashing into the body that quickly. So it's very important. You don't want to just eat the bagel by itself and have the orange juice. Oh my gosh, that is just like a sugar overload, and your glycemic index is going to go woof. So if you are going to do that, let's say you did have a bagel for breakfast, then maybe put some butter on it, then put a few eggs on it. You could put some sprouts on it. You could put sauerkraut on it. You're getting a good ratio of your proteins and your fat, and that's going to help it when you are, eating it. And another thing is, if you do notice that you do get like a kind of like a sugar rush, or you kind of feel like, whoa, after you ate maybe a high kind of sugar meal, having like a lot of people have a lot of success with raw apple cider vinegar, having a tablespoon or so in a little bit of water, that can help that. Or going for a walk is very helpful. Do not lay down after you eat a big meal like that. So just some little things, but I'm very sensitive to it. And when I would drink juice, I'm thinking, oh, this is great. And then, a lot of people will chug it after you do, let's say you did fresh juice. If you do that, it's really important that you drink it very slowly, because if you eat a meal, because that's like a meal, you would chew it up. So you want to chew the drink, because that's going to help with the saliva to help break it down. And you want to drink it slowly. If you do juice and you are juicing. All
Don't
right.
juice the doo-doo.
Yeah,
Hey, Zach is here from An American Homestead. If you guys haven't ever checked out his channel, you should probably check it out. He has a lot of good information there.
Yeah.
And his older videos, just like ours, are chock full of all kinds of information that you guys can glean from. But Zach is, we've talked about this before, and he's done videos about it. When the SHTF happens, okay, when this stuff goes down, not if, but when this stuff goes down, one of the major problems that you're going to run into are these withdrawals, okay? And it's going to be withdrawals from the sugar, withdrawals from the MSGs, withdrawals from the GMOs, because these are all chemical compounds that they've been feeding to people for all these years. When Stacy and I went off grid 15 years ago, there was a detox period there, because we were eating better, growing from the garden, eating our beef 100%. We were at the store, we're traveling, we came to see our new grandson. We're at the store, the front of the package says 100% grass-fed beef, yada yada yada, real nice packaging. When you flip it over, it says this beef is from Argentina, what else was it, France. It was like some crazy other place, Australia, New Zealand. And
stuff in the car.
yeah, go get it.
Okay, it's hot.
It was, better go get it.
I'll be back.
I got it.
It's only 106
I got
degrees
it.
here.
It was New Zealand, Australia, and that. So we were like, oh my gee, right? So you're not even getting
1,300 strands of DNA.
1,300 strands of DNA is in your average ground beef. So if you guys can just buy the chuck or something like that and run it through the meat grinder to make your own beef at home, you are going to be a lot better off than trying to take this beef. I don't understand what they're doing. This is some crazy train, but they're just trying to move our money over to these other countries and pollute the food system at the same time. That's my personal opinion. I got eyes, man, and I cannot unsee what I already see. But all the drinks, Monster drinks, Red Bulls, all this stuff that they have these kids and most adults hyped up on, when this stuff becomes hard to get, it is really going to be a show out there. Okay, so if you can get away from population zones, you should. And that's just my personal opinion. Take that with a grain of salt. All right, where do you find Zach's videos? Go to An American Homestead. An American Homestead. Nice family, great bunch of folks down there. And he was at the conference too. You guys could have came to the conference and heard him speak at the Homesteading Life Conference.
Oh, Zach says he has a mega juicer, hardly use it now.
Right, that's the truth, right? So we get these juicers, we use them, and then we don't.
Well, the thing is I know, like, I would drink juice and I would just feel terrible when I would drink the juice, always. But if I
Yes.
eat fruit, I'm fine.
If you guys just showed up, we showed a very important video in the front of this video. Make sure you hit the rewind or watch when the video is uploaded so you can watch that very important video at the front of this video that we showed you, okay? We can't keep playing it. We want you to have the information right when we started. So if you missed that, make sure you rewind and check it out. It's very, very information, very worthy of your attention, okay?
So, and the other thing is, like, you know, if you're going to do fruit, the best fruits to do are your berries, your colored berries, your red, your purple berries, like your raspberries, your blackberries, your blueberries, your strawberries. Those are going to be the best for your glycemic index. Apples are also great too. Pears are good. So then the other ones you're going to get higher and higher. Now, like if you look at a mango, that's really, really high in sugar. It's much sweeter compared to a lot of other ones. So look at some of these things when you are eating them. Apples are, you know, there was that saying, an apple day keeps the doctor away. So apples are an incredible fruit. As well as berries. So if you really want to watch the amount of sugar and the levels going in your body, those would be the ones that would be at the top. Those are the ones at the top of our list, like apples and all the berries are the ones. You know, we have raspberries and blackberries at our farm along with apples, because those are the ones that we always ingest, and the glycemic level on them are not as high as other fruits, and they're incredibly helpful for you.
Bentley, the reason why you get unsubscribed is because YouTube is the boss of you, okay? How they operate is, if you miss 1 or 2 videos, they think that you don't like us anymore, and so they kick you out and they try to go find other people that'll watch all of our videos. So if you guys are getting unsubscribed, you just got busted for not watching every single upload. But that's how they do it, man. YouTube is all about keeping you on the platform, just like every other platform is. So when you guys are missing videos or you're clicking off early on videos, basically what they're doing is they're moving you along because they know what's better than you do, and they're trying to find other people to come in and check us out, and maybe they'll watch more videos. Maybe you're not going back and watching the old videos and engaging in them. That's how all this stuff works. When they send out our videos in the morning, whenever I push the send button, it goes out to like 1,000 of you. And if the 1,000 of you don't respond really good to that, then it'll only send out to maybe like the next 500. If the 1,000 of you go, wow, that's great, and you hit the thumbs up, you leave a comment, maybe you even share it, they'll send it out to like 2,000 more people. So that's how they wave it out. Okay, and everything's based on your responses, and the artificial intelligence is learning faster and faster. So that's another reason why you get unsubscribed, because they're moving fast, boy, I tell you.
And Rita says, where do you get an off-grid juicer? Rita, we got one when we first moved out. It has like a...
It has a clamp for you to plug on the table.
And then you just hand crank it. And I don't know, I don't even know
Here,
the name brand of it.
I'll find it right now.
But there is one you can do.
I'll find
Actually,
our video.
I used it a little bit at the beginning. The reason I did get it was because it could grind up the ice, and I could have like a fruit smoothie.
Yeah, that's what we were doing.
Yeah, and so it would be cold in the morning when it was hot, but I never really used it because I just didn't use it.
6 years ago, we did this video. It's called 5 Off-Grid Kitchen Gadgets. So push that in there and put Doug at the end of it, and you'll come up with it. If you're watching the live show right now, I'm leaving the link to that video in the comment section. And if you guys didn't know, if you watch the replay on the live on your phone, you don't get to see the chat box. But if you go to your laptop or desktop, then you go to the live, then you can actually see the chat box will pop up. If you hit it, it'll pop up and you can see all the chat. So there's another tip.
Now, real quick, I was just talking about myself being estrogen dominant, and Marla says that iodine will mitigate cystic breast, fibroids, and etc., which is definitely true, because remember, iodine is, you need iodine in all the reproductive organs, like if your thyroid's not reproductive, but all these organs like your thyroid, your breast, your ovaries, your prostate, uterus, and all that. And especially a lot of people are eating a lot of breads that might have a lot of bromide in it, and that will pull from those areas. So a lot of people are low in iodine. You can there's lots of different places to get iodine. You do your research on all this good stuff. For myself personally, Doug and I both do take iodine, and I really love from Dr. Group, from Global Healing. It's called Detoxidine. And I really like that. So do your research on that and see what you guys think. But the big thing for a lot of us is, I mean, seriously, guys, is you really watch what you're putting into your body. Because
Please.
And then here's another thing. What were we listening to? They were talking about how many times a day people were eating. It was like 17.
Oh
because
my gosh, yeah.
what it is, you know, if you eat 1 time a day or 2 times a day or 3 times a day, it was saying the average person eats like 15 to 17 times a day. And it's not like they're sitting down eating a meal, but they're just constantly eating something and snacking all day. Well, every time you're putting something in your mouth, there goes your insulin levels up and down, up and down, up and down. And you're wondering why I'm not eating that much, but you're eating, you know, just snacking all the time. And then, you know, why am I not losing weight? So, you know,
And you're hungry all the time.
yeah, so look at what's going in. Like, if you're doing a lot of fruit juices or you're doing a lot of breads, you know, all those things make a big difference. You know, look into some of these other alternative diets possibly. I know a lot of people, you know, you're hearing keto, ketovore, carnivore, and all these different things. You know, do a little more research onto some of those things and see what's up.
And yes, the milky spores worked the bomb on our yard. So if you guys are having trouble with grubs or Japanese beetles eating your plants or leaves, especially we had a problem with our apple trees, we put the milky spores down and that nipped it right in the bud. We have not had a problem from all those years back from that video launching, because that stuff is like the gift that keeps on giving. Okay, very good stuff. If you guys missed the front of this video, within the first like 10 minutes we showed you guys a video about what's going on with sugar in the food and everything. It's some very important information. Make sure you hit the rewind and go check that out, or when this is uploaded and you're watching the replay, you probably already watched it if you made it this far. But if you just joined us in the live show, hit the thumbs up and make sure you watch the beginning of that when we're all done here.
Just someone just asked
Yes,
where
milky spores.
Where do you get? You guys can order it online, or you could find the milky spore at
Ace Hardware.
I think Ace Hardware, or if they don't have it, they can order it for you. But it's amazing. And then we always tell you guys, pay the extra to get the applicator.
Yeah.
Unless you can look online and find how to make one if you're handy. Okay? They make it out of old coffee can. All right?
My potato plants are growing so high I can't keep up with hilling them.
Then you're good. I mean, did you put them in pots or in the ground?
No, she's hilling them.
Okay.
She can't keep up.
Okay. They are growing. That is one thing.
You have to hill them. You don't want the sun to touch those potatoes.
If she's hilled them a lot, then I guess she'll be fine.
Well, just
you
keep
don't
an
want
eye
to keep
on them.
going too high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you see one peek out, then go hill that one. But, you know, but stay on hilling them. That's the one thing about, that's why in the raised beds it works a lot better, because once you get them in there, there's no hilling.
Well, you hill a little bit.
Barely.
That's it.
Just barely.
Wow.
We've already harvested potatoes out of our garden, y'all, right before we left.
Those were in the tubs.
We'll get 2 or 3 more. We plant new potatoes, so make sure you guys aren't just doing a 1 potato dump and run. You could get probably several plantings of the potatoes in and harvest, you know, through the year, depending on where you live.
So Wildflower Wonder says, do you have a good homemade coffee creamer recipe? You know what? For a lot, I just like real cream. Like, you can get real cream. If you have a way to get raw milk, you can get the cream at the top, or a lot of these places you can just buy the cream by itself, or you could get some organic cream at the store. I mean, that's still better than a lot of these creamers. A lot of people can make them, you know, put a little vanilla in there and just kind of change the taste a little bit, and that's it. But honestly, the real thing is good. And also coconut milk or coconut cream is really good, just to put that straight in there like that. So those would be my options. I don't like to get
milky spores are going to get rid of your moles and voles too, because they're there eating the grubs, which is a byproduct. So start there, and then also they don't like vibration, so some people get the little spin wheels or something like that. You could put them around your yard, and that helps get them away. Of course, we have a Airedale Terrier, and so she's really good at getting them and keeping them down at bay. So those are 3 suggestions right there, and the first one's probably the easiest. So what did we learn tonight? The food is all doped up with sugar. Everything's got sugar in it to make you want it and crave it. right? You're getting way too much sugar in your diet on the daily. Stacy's going to talk about now about how when she started getting sugar out of her diet, how the difference, how it made her feel. Like, and when she gets sugar now, how does it make you feel?
Oh, I am, huh? Okay. So, and this is especially...
Because I'm a trash heap. I can just, and I'm fine.
No, you're not. So, basically for me, it's just kind of weird, you know, you start doing these things and it's not like it's going to change immediately.
Right.
But, you know, you're going through, I was in my, 40s, then my 50s, and you start, what you're eating, you think you're okay, but you're not, and sometimes I would eat dessert, and then I would eat this or that, then you kind of go back and having your pizza, doing things, and then I wouldn't necessarily look overweight, but I had like a lot of cellulite on my legs. Then I would store a little weight in my belly, which I never had before. It was just like little things like that, and then I was just I'd get up, and after I'd eat, I'd feel terrible. Every time I eat, and then I kept noticing, when I don't have food in my stomach, I feel great.
Yeah, fasting is really powerful medicine, y'all.
It was like I'm like, well then, it has to be something I'm eating. So I just started changing this, and the big thing was the sugar. I mean, the big thing was the sugar and things that would break down to sugar, like your breads, pasta, cereals, crackers, and things like that. So I just cut those out, and for me, I just would add like wild rice, maybe, some rice once in a while, or maybe have some sweet potatoes. I'd have regular potatoes too, just everything that was real food. And then I would eat, with some berries, some apples, and then I would eat, my meat and eggs and butter. And I just started doing those things, and I would feel amazing. I mean, I have so much energy, and I know if I would go back to that stuff, I would feel terrible, because I knew that would break down into those simple sugars very quickly, and it would just make me feel like a wreck. And then it was causing me my hormones. It was causing me to store my fat. My insulin level was going crazy, up and down, up and down, and up and down. And so now I can keep it at a really good level because I'm eating good fats, good proteins, and I'm not eating a lot of all those high carbohydrate type foods. So that totally changed my life. Got rid of my cellulite on my legs. It just helped everything. Helped my stomach, helped me feel better, have more energy. And I'm just telling you, if some people start doing this, I don't know what it is. It's like, I'm not going to change this. I'm not going to change this. Well, over time, it's making you sicker and sicker.
That food is an idol to some of y'all.
It is. If you start changing and you learn how to cook things, Doug and I eat, like, I can't go to a restaurant. My food,
man.
If you use good herbs and seasonings and things, it just really enhances it and makes it amazing.
And honey's a good sugar and stuff, but it's natural, so your body can process it. But you don't have too much of it either. Like, you don't want to overdose on the honey, right?
Yeah, like for honey, for me, what I do, and I've been kind of doing this, I just have a little bit, like a half a teaspoon. I have a little bit before I go to bed at night.
And yes, sugar does cause inflammation. So you guys, if you're feeling a little arthritic, you know what I mean, a little cranky,
it does.
Cut out the sugar.
I know for me, let's say sometimes, you'll go somewhere, you'll do, have a little dessert here or there. It's like all of a sudden I'll feel my thumbs will get achy, or I'll feel, I'm like, what is up? But I know it's what I put in my body. And a lot of you guys may not realize, look and see what you ate the day before, what's, how you're feeling. So, someone just asked how Roland is.
Roland is fantastic. I just spent my first afternoon holding him the whole time.
I told him, he's got a big old belly out of him.
Telling
he's
him
a little
his
chubbo.
name. I'm saying Roland. And I'm telling him that it's grandpa. They understand these frequencies. Like, he can hear my voice. He's going to know my voice. It was very good times. So that's our grandson. We have another grandson, too. His name's Hunter. So we have Hunter and Roland.
And then Roland has a little sister who's very cute, too.
Yep.
So we had fun today.
Oh man, they said that actually pizza is like 10 times more addictive than cocaine, right? And that's exactly what we're talking about. Is because the way they make the bread, for the crust, and all the stuff that they put on it, it's all made to make you crave it. And they say it's that addictive, and that's why some people just eat pizza all the time. And sometimes you got to remember, a moment on the lips, a lifetime on the hips.
All right, so Bart says mulberries. Yes, ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding.
They're up there too. They're a good purple berry. So yes, mulberries are amazing. And Renee says, which apple does not have a peel on it? you guys got to read your labels on it. They're doing stuff. They're messing up potatoes and they're genetically modifying the
It's crazy
apples
here,
and
man.
potatoes. So you got to really watch out. So during apple season, definitely go and find a farmer, go find some apple trees. I always tell a lot of people when it comes to, apple and pear season, if you're out in the country, go to some of these old timers' houses where you see the apples and things dripping off the trees and knock on their door and say, hey, can I help you? I'd be glad to pick some of these if I could have some of them for you. And you know what I mean? There would be like, take all you want, or if you take them, make some applesauce for them and bring them to them. People are very helpful. And that's how I did it in the beginning when we first moved to our property. Because I'd see these apple trees, these people that had tomatoes in their garden that would just let them go at the end of the season. I'm like, I'll go pick all your tomatoes. Can I have them? So, think outside the box sometimes.
And man, I would just say try to get out of these stores. I mean, we went into the store today for a minute. And if you're watching, that was cool because we had a subscriber ran up and said, oh my gosh, it's Doug and Stacy. And I was like, oh my gosh. It's weird, you know what I mean? Like you're in the middle of Las Vegas at the Whole Food, Trader Joe's. Popped in there for a little quick something.
Well, he never, it's so funny because he never goes
I don't
to the
ever
store.
go into
He just
the
stands
store.
there and looks around and he's like,
I have Stacy to run in and run out. But man, the store is full of it is a bunch of junk. And they're letting stuff in here. We've talked about this before. They're letting stuff in American food that they reject all over the globe everywhere else, like our flat earth or whatever you want to say. Everywhere else, though, Europe, Germany, Russia, all these other, Australia, they all ban all these stuff, but they're feeding it to us, and it's up 25% from 4 years ago. 25% more you guys are paying for groceries under Bidenomics. Because they told you this is the largest transfer of wealth in human history, and this is how they're doing it, right? They're arbitrarily inflating costs. Then they ran up the high housing prices so they could raise up all the taxes. Everybody got almost a double tax bill or a quarter tax bill higher on their personal property stuff. The whole thing is a big shamola, and they're taking all your money and then doing whatever they want with it, obviously. Manuka honey is to heal a cut on my dog. Yes, Manuka could, but depending on where it is on your dog, because they're probably going to lick it right off if, so if it's on the back or, you know what I mean, like you could get it to a place where you can't lick it off, the Manuka honey will be fantastic.
And also depending on what it is or how bad, even coconut oil.
And grocery stores are only less than 100 years old, you guys. Your great grandma don't even know what a grocery store was.
Well, there was a general store.
No, they don't even know what a grocery store was. I watched the people today walking around buying the groceries, man. It's like such a mindless activity out there. Literally. Like I'm just watching the regular people, right? They just walk and, oh, blueberries, blink right into the thing. Oh, this, blink right into the thing. And no regard on growing it, the season of it, how it got there. That's all I'm saying. Like, woof. Try to grow your own food as much as you can. It might really become important, very important. If not just for your health right now, it might be for your survival. I don't know what to tell you guys. Don't you see? World War III is about to pop off. They said Biden is on record. Kennedy Jr. just popped this tweet off on X yesterday that he has reputable sources that say they've heard Biden straight up say they're going to have American bombs dropping in Moscow. Like, they like this stuff. And Trump, $0 on war. Biden administration, $100 million in the last 8 months. Walked away from Afghanistan and left all of our stuff laying out there. Can't you see? Can't you see?
Okay, Charity says, she's talking about, she likes a low-sol iodine for the thyroid. Check out David Brownstein. So Dr. David Brownstein is amazing. He's written some great books. He's got a book about salt, a book about iodine. Actually, I read that book, his book about iodine about 20 years ago. It's an excellent, actually, in, I think it's my Remedy book. I have a list of all my books. His book is in there. It's excellent. And if you can watch any videos with Dr. David Brownstein, he's amazing, and he's very good to listen to. So if you want to find some videos or get his books, they're great.
And y'all, you don't need a big old space to grow food. Get the book called The Square Foot Gardener. Do yourself a favor, man. Before we moved off grid, I was doing my homework, and I saw a book where a guy was running a big plant business and growing his own food off his driveway. So, I mean, you guys, you have the space. Give up something that doesn't matter in your yard, or quit cutting your grass. I don't know if you guys know this or not. Way back in the day, the whole yard was filled with food. Okay? Everyone's yard was straight up filled with food. If you just showed up, we showed a very important video in the beginning of this broadcast about the topic of the video. Please watch it. If you just showed up, when we're done, go back and watch the first 10 minutes. You'll really appreciate that video. But the yards slowly started to change, where they moved their garden to the backyard, and in the front they would have their peasant slaves manicure the front yard because they were wealthy. Okay? And so when the people would go by their house, they would see that the whole front yard, as far as their eye could see, was manicured. There was no food in their yard. And the people that saw that said, wow, those are rich people, because they do not have food in their yard. And they would have their food in the backyard. Everyone had food in their whole yard. So the big scam in America, having everyone, cut their grass, and I used to own a lawn care company, but having everyone cut their grass instead of growing food is atrocious. And a lot of municipalities have regulations against growing food in your yard. It's crazy. So that's the big trick, right? Everyone used to grow food in their yard. It was a status symbol for rich people not to grow food in their front yard, and now everyone's rich because none of us grow food in our yard.
And we should.
And in 1 or 2 generations, it becomes the norm, and now everyone goes to the store and gets the yucky food. And another chicken house just burned down, and I read that Iowa was just about to call like 3.2 million birds because of this fake bird flu garbage. All the stuff isn't going to happen at once. It's death by 1,000 cuts, y'all. And you're going to wake up and it's going to be upon you.
Okay, what do we got? I had found something I wanted to say, and then I forgot.
Slugs, beer gets rid of slugs really good. So just put a little dish of beer out where the slugs are.
It's the best. You'll see tons of them go in there. They just like little drunks that go right in there.
Don't use Bud Light. We're still boycotting Bud Light, don't forget, and Tractor Supply. I don't know, some of y'all, don't be up in the Tractor Supply. They're part of the ESG score, and they support Drag Queen Storytime. And not only do they support it, they just did another gig like 30 days ago, 45-ish days ago, where they straight up supported a whole nother Drag Queen Storytime. I broke the story here on the channel. I was called a liar and a lot of things from other YouTube homestead fakers, but I wasn't, right? They straight up are supporting Drag Queen Storytime, and Stacy and I will not spend a dime in that place. But you guys have to do what you have to do. You know what I mean? Like, I understand. But if we could get back to a little bit of principle, then that might really help us out a lot, right? Because there's no one has a compass anymore, right? And they're selling us out left and right. Did you guys know that Braggs, who's prosecuted Trump, man, I love the internet. That's why they want to take it away from us. But check it out. Did you guys know that Bragg, who is prosecuting Trump, I bet you guys don't know this, but I'm going to show it to you. Man, this is crazy stuff, right? Alvin Bragg, he makes a lobby income, and it's worth $45 million.
What is it?
He's worth $45 million, Alvin Bragg. Y'all, this stuff is so corrupt. It's so corrupt. All right. I digress. We were talking about sugar, and if you just showed up, please watch the beginning of this video where we shared with you very important video message about what's going on with our food, okay? please. And then right now we're just talking about current events, what's going on, and we'll be
Well,
blowing
we're
out
still
of here in a
talking
few
about
minutes.
sugar and
Yes.
everything else too.
And how did it make you feel?
Oh, yeah, terrible. I mean, I could totally, you know what, if you eat very high, especially first thing in the morning, here's the big one. You know, you've been sleeping, so you really have been fasting, and what you put in your mouth very first thing in the morning will set how your day is the rest of the day. And there's probably so many of you guys out there that might eat a high sugar carbohydrate type breakfast in the morning, and then you wonder why you're so tired in the afternoon, or you just think you're getting old. Well, I'm sorry, that's not what it is. It's your insulin levels are wreaking havoc on your body. You know, you're going up and down, and then you get tired. You just don't, I feel like you have any energy. You just want to just lay around and sit down and watch TV. I know I feel that way. I don't have any energy to do any of that when I eat a lot of high sugary type foods. So look at what you're eating. You know, I mean, I'm telling you, you guys can turn, you know, maybe you're 60 years old or 50 years old and you just it's getting worse and worse. And if you just change a few things, you might feel like you're a 17-year-old spring chicken again, you know? So it's just little things. We get into these habits, we get into these little ruts sometimes, and you don't change because you don't think it's going to work. I mean, I can't tell you, you know, people talk about, why don't you try doing this? You know, it could totally change your life. And just making these simple changes, it's not like you have to go and spend $1 million, you know, it's just you're changing what you're eating. I mean, eating real foods, maybe changing some of these foods a little bit, and a lot could happen. So
we dropped the last two links I just dropped were that video about the Tractor Supply, so you can go watch it and educate yourself. I am telling you, I posted the video and I'm starting to get heat from other fake homesteaders on YouTube, and they're trying to call me out on it. I'm like, no, this is legit, solid information. Man, I do my best to bring you guys super 100 legit information. And if I get it wrong, I will definitely come back and tell you that I'm sorry that I got it wrong. You know what I mean? I have no problem with it. Seriously, I have no problem with it. I am doing the best that I can, and this stuff is moving so fast. Like, you know what I'm telling you guys? Because we've been so lullabied all these years, and now they're just moving at really fast speeds because they have an agenda, man, and they're all getting old. I'm telling you. I totally believe it.
Oh, I love it. Buddy says, bartering is the new Walmart. I love
That's right.
it. That should be a bumper sticker, buddy.
That's a fact.
I like it. Bartering is the new Walmart.
Where do you get that water bottle? Buc-ee's!
My favorite place.
Don't go to Buc-ee's.
On our drive here, there was a sign that says Buc-ee's 266
Oh my
miles.
gosh, she was so excited.
Like, they put one out west.
But it's nowhere near where we were going. But she was really fired up when we
I
saw
was like,
the
oh my gosh.
We thought it was exit 6, or was that the Cracker Barrel?
No, that was a Cracker Barrel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
there's hardly any Cracker Barrels out here because I love Cracker Barrels. They're the best place to stop at Boondock. You know, you don't have to pay or anything. You go there, it's clean. The lights are there. They have trash cans. It's really nice. So, yeah.
And y'all, sourdough bread is really good for you. Like, if you could eat the sourdough bread, if you can make the sourdough bread.
Well, in the sourdough, you know, you can let it ferment more. It'll eat more of the gluten. But there's some people that are very sensitive, and even, you know, some people just want to have bread so badly. Sometimes people still can't
Don't eat
tolerate
the
it as
bread.
much.
Right.
You know, look and see, or maybe
if
look
the
at the
stuff is making you sick after you eat it, quit eating it.
and
A
then
lot of y'all are eating it over and over and over and over. I know you are.
And then there's also different grains. You know, a lot of these ancient grains, you know, are better. You don't want to have any of these hybridized flours. But, you know, some good grains, if some people are wanting to switch, possibly try them. Spelt is wonderful.
Ezekiel.
You have, that's a type of bread.
Oh.
So there's spelt flour. I really like the einkorn flour. I like einkorn and spelt, as well as like the Khorasan wheat. And there's another, it's got the trademark name called Kamut, K-A-M-A-T. Those are some good ones, more of the ancient type grains. So, you know, if you want to try some of those, you might want to do it. You can also, if people are buying them, it's easier to digest. You can buy sprouted flour. You know, you can go and use those grains like I was talking about, like spelt berries or einkorn berries or some of your wheat berries. And you could soak them. This is the traditional way where it's going to be the best digested. So that where you can sprout them, and then you'll, you know, gently dehydrate it or like heat it up a little bit so that they dry, and then you can grind it up, and then you'll have your milled flour from your sprouted grains. You can do it like that. But if you do have fresh grains, I'm lucky enough here, which I'm just so excited. I like the einkorn. It was hard to find it, and locally there is a farmer they're growing local spelt and local einkorn in my community, and I am ecstatic about that. So that's where I've been getting it. So I get 5-gallon buckets of the spelt or the einkorn, and then that way I know it is fresh, because they say here they just did it, and then that's when I get it. So that was a total score for me. Most people aren't going to have that availability, but you can order a lot of this. Or if you do know some Amish or Mennonite farmers that are farming in your area, go and ask around and say, do you have any farmers here that are growing spelt, or anyone growing einkorn? Because there's a big push for real foods. So a lot of these farmers around, like the local Mennonites and Amish, if they know they're going to get people that are going to buy it on a weekly basis or buy it throughout the year, then they're going to start doing it. So like we're saying, we need to start staying away from these bigger stores, start going more micro, going into our farmers and some of these people growing things. And then if they know they have people to buy their products, then they're going to start growing it. Because I was freaked out to find out that these guys were doing it, and it's because more and more people were coming into the little local store asking and asking and asking and asking about these things, and wham, all of a sudden they're growing it, and now we get it. So put your money where your mouth is, and we can get a lot done here.
That's a fact.
Oh, Joni's planting a mulberry tree, and she's already got apples and pears. Cherry will be soon. It is, you got to plant them a little at a time. I know. Cool.
Yeah, Azure Standard. A lot of you guys use them. I think they have ancient grains.
They're good. Yeah, that's a good company. Oh, Milk and Honey Heritage Farm said they found the square foot garden book at the thrift store for $2.
There you go.
You can find so many gems, and even the half price bookstores. You guys have them near you. They have those half price bookstores. You can find a lot of great, and they have everything in the categories. You can find a lot of old books for great prices too.
Oxalates. You got something to say about them?
Oxalates are going to affect everybody. Some people, they're going to affect more so. So a lot of high oxalate foods are like, spinach, kale is up there. Your nightshade vegetables will have some. Some people, they get achy over time. People may think that they have bad arthritis, and it could be from the oxalates building up. They could end up possibly having kidney stones or having their kidneys affected through this. I think, like for Doug and I don't, and I've cut back a lot because I've been doing more and more research. So I don't do any kale. I don't grow any kale. And for some reason, a few years ago, like spinach, there's some people, like they say, amount of spinach you could have could be like a little handful. But most people are having a bigger salad. You're going to get a lot of oxalates from that, which could cause like aches and pains and cause kidney issues over time. Maybe it's not affecting you now, but maybe over time it might. So for me, I just grow a lot of leafy greens such as arugula, and then like my romaine lettuces, deer tongue lettuce, butter crunch lettuces, a variety of different lettuces like that. And I really don't do much of my Swiss chard or kale as much as I used to. And I don't eat tons and tons of these foods on a daily basis. So I will eat them, we eat them.
We actually have I told you guys in an earlier video, we've actually cut back like out of the garden food, like with the greens and stuff, the oxalates we're talking about, and we're going more carnivore, and then we ferment a lot of that stuff.
But we do have a salad, but I'll do it with romaine lettuce. I'm not going to do, all these people doing a lot of kale and things. I don't.
We're out on the kale. We did the kale thing for a second, and then we found out some more information about it. Y'all, don't be rigid in what you learn. Like, just you learn stuff. You don't just stop there. you keep going. So you got to go wherever the truth leads, and whatever, you're working for your blood type and your body, and you know what you eat and how you feel. Just keep working that way.
But the thing is just know, when you look at if your body is functioning properly, it's going to get rid of all this stuff. So we detoxify, we do the castor oil pack.
We fast.
So just wait, let me finish so I don't lose my train of thought.
Okay.
So we want to keep our liver healthy, so we do the castor oil packs on our and you can go to our
I'll leave the link if you want to get some packs.
If you want to help with the detoxification of
and
liver.
You should.
So we do.
Scroll down to Queen of Thrones. Saves you money. This link saves you money.
So we'll do that. I do DNA.
Talk about that for a second, though. Elaborate on it for a minute.
So with the castor oil, why is it good? It's a very gentle way to detoxify. Remember, your liver is your major detoxifying organ. I mean, it does a lot of work in there, from the foods that we're eating and the things that are going in your kidneys. So I like to do castor oil packs in my belly because it helps. It's a gentle detoxifier. I'm making sure we're drinking, your water throughout the day. I'm drinking good teas like dandelion tea, milk thistle tea. These things are great things to help my liver and my kidneys. And we eat as clean as we can. We do eat oxalate foods. I'll have kale. Yeah, I have it once in a while. I'll have, we do tomatoes and I do peppers, but it's not like I eat tons and tons and tons of these things, and I don't do them 365 days a year. We do eat all that food. We eat as clean as we can, and we get movement, we go outside, we get the sunlight, try to do all these things. But I mean, it's like you keep hearing all the stuff. Don't do this, do this, don't do this, don't do this. So I try to do things I guess, what do you want to say, the most moderation as we can. And seeing how I feel, I think it's very important that you listen to your body too. Okay? So just listen to your body and, how it feels after you eat something. Oh, is Ann saying beet greens and radish greens? Yeah, beet greens are high in oxalates too. So like I love beet greens and I'll cook them and I will eat them, but I'm not going to eat beet greens every single day. See what I mean? It's just very important. Just like there's something good for you. Like I love sauerkraut, and I could eat a whole jar, but I probably would get all bloated. You don't want to eat so much stuff like that. So just listen to your body. It is so important, and see how you feel after you eat. And if you're not sure what's causing the problem, then maybe eat the same thing for a few days and then maybe take away things, here and there, and see what's causing it for you. And a lot of times we talk about things from the store. Maybe I hear people say, I can't eat butter or this or that. Well, maybe because your butter has natural flavors in it or has some other things added to it. So make sure there's not much going on. All right. Yeah, I saw someone saying intermittent fasting is important.
Wow.
It's huge. Like we traveled. It took us a long time to get here to Las Vegas. And it's like when we're driving and we're sitting around in the car a lot, I don't want to have a full belly. So, I wouldn't eat. Maybe when we'd stop, I would have lunch. I wouldn't eat anything because it just helps you. You think clear. When you travel on an airplane, you don't know what kind of food you're getting. Fasting is good. Make sure, you can get your Relight, from Redmond that has all the minerals and things in it. Make sure, if you guys don't know about the Relight, you can go to our thing too, OffGridWithDougAndStacy.com.
We got all these links that save you money and help you with your preps. Relight.
And then that also is going to give you the salt, but it's going to give you some of your other ones like your magnesium and your potassium and those things. So that's sort of like,
and they have
basically summer's coming and you need those electrolytes.
Mm-hmm.
That's they come in little packs and you can put them in your water and then there you go and just go. A lot of us are in for convenience, so they're in the little cute packs. You can just put it in, shake it up, and kind of go from there. And then that way, if kids are out playing sports or if you're out sweating or whatever you're doing, that way you can replenish the minerals back into the body. And that's the problem with most of us. A lot of us don't have the minerals, so we need them too. Not eating all this sugar and all these things. If you can replenish the minerals in the body, as well as cutting back on your carbohydrates and your sugars in your life, that could really help you, really help yourself a lot.
So if you guys just showed up to the video, make sure you go back to the first 10 minutes, or actually the first like 5. We showed a very important video clip that you're going to want to see and apply that information and understand the information, okay? So make sure you rewind or watch the replay from the beginning and get that information if you just showed up. Right now, we're just talking about other aspects of your health and how they're out to get you. And then I want to talk about real quick, because, you know, we're in Las Vegas, man. Holy smokes. Land of the 5G meltdown, okay? And neon signs everywhere. It's a crazy hot mess. Yesterday, we drove down the strip. I brought my meter with me, right? And the meter's blinging off the chain everywhere.
It was so high when we were going down the highway with all the lights and everything.
And so when we got to this place where we're staying, I broke the meter out. I did a reading on the outside of around our whole RV, and it's not too bad. Like, there's no blasting of any zone stuff. Now we got a little bit of Wi-Fi stuff going on right now, so it's beeping off the chain a little bit. But what we did was we came inside the RV and I turned it on, and it registered like nothing. And then so with common sense, I thought about it, and then we looked it up. But basically, another good reason why we bought the Airstream is because it's like a Faraday cage. All the outside Wi-Fi cannot get into here. If it's in here, it's going to penetrate and bounce around inside of here. That's why we're getting some readings right now, because we're hanging out with you. But there's also Wi-Fi stuff that they put in this thing that I disconnected right off the front. I didn't want to have it. I told them right up I don't need it. And so I took it apart. So when we're in here, hanging out with you on a live show, there's almost zero Wi-Fi penetration from the outside.
Yeah, it's crazy. There was nothing on it hardly was reading at all in here.
And if you guys want to get a tri-meter, they're like $100 and something, okay? And you take this thing around with you and you'll start freaking out. Everything is radio frequencies, right? There's the RF band right there. But it has weighted magnetic and weighted standard frequencies as well that you can check. And these are just kind of handy, and you guys can start getting a good... This affects your health, right? Frequencies affect your health. Go look it up. Don't believe anything I say. Frequencies affect your health. That's why they're coming out with like technology soon that are going to have frequencies. Nikola Tesla talked about frequencies healing the body. This is a fact. When you lay hands on people, that is a frequency. And when you lay hands, that frequency transfers into that person who may be vibrating at a low frequency, and then you lift them up, and then that helps them with healing. Laughter is a very high frequency. You know what I mean? There's low frequencies and high frequencies.
So we all need to be laughing in here. Right?
And I don't know about oats. Like, we're finding out stuff about oats. They're not really that good for you. They're not really good for the animals. It tears the lining in your stomach.
Here's the thing.
There's a lot of stuff going on.
My big thing with oats, and I do like oats. You can buy sprouted oats. You can sprout them yourself. They're going to be more digestible. Make sure they're organic if you are doing oats, because they are definitely sprayed if they're not organic. But unfortunately, especially a lot of oats, when they're in the field drying, they'll use glyphosate as a drying agent. So
even if it's organic, you said?
Yes, even if it's organic.
That's right.
So I have totally pretty much stopped oats. I'll do them once in a while now, but like hardly at all. So, but there's so much other good foods out there that we can eat that I'm fine with that. What I do want to talk, I see a bunch of people talking about maltodextrin. I want you guys to start reading your labels on things. You can find them. It's on tons of, you can get them from, chips, that's the thing. You're getting these good brands of chips.
Yes.
That might be if they've used some, avocado oil, or, if they're using better coconut oil, they're using better oils. And then you get the flavored ones, and you go to read what's in them. And they put like maltodextrin in there because they're a flavoring agent. And what it is they'll use things possibly like wheat or corn. Sometimes it's like tapioca starch. But the corn, it could be genetically modified, who knows. But then they heat it up really high. And then what happens is they'll put this stuff on the chips, or they'll put it on other things. They use maltodextrin, and you need to read your supplements too. In your supplements, and some people might wonder, why am I having a reaction to some of these things? Sometimes you might get gassy or bloating, or your stomach hurts. And the big thing with maltodextrin, it will raise your insulin levels. And let's say you're trying to do, you're wondering, why are my insulin levels going up? Read and make sure you're not taking maltodextrin, because it is not good either. Any of the stuff that's man-made, that's highly processed, they heat it up, they do all these things, it's just terrible. You know, that's what if you're going to get chips, make sure that it is just made with your potatoes, your coconut oil, and salt. You know, that's fine. But when they start putting the flavors, and everybody wants the ranch flavor, or you want the cheddar cheese, and then they always love to put that maltodextrin, even on your organic stuff. So really just be careful of those things and just go as basic as you can. Because once you start taking these little bitty chemicals out, you may notice, you know, my stomach's not hurting anymore. I'm not bloating anymore. I don't know why is that not happening anymore? And it could be that's another one. And there's tons of these little chemicals all the time. You know, first it was MSG. Then you got to look at yeast extract, because they'll put that on organic stuff, and it'll have a little asterisk, and it'll have all the organic ingredients. Then it'll say natural flavors, and there's no little asterisk that says, you know, that it's organic. And it could just be some kind of chemical compound. So you just have to be careful. And then here's the thing, you start making these changes and staying very natural and not adding these chemicals to your food, even if you think you're getting organic. You can't just pick it off the shelf because it says organic. You do have to read the labels. And a lot of the organic stuff, they're still putting canola oil and they're doing all these things to it. So just, you know, read, and if you start to get more pure in your diet, you may notice losing weight, feeling better, and all these little bitty things.
So y'all, we had our conference a couple weeks ago, and this kid was walking around the conference with an ear pod thing in his ear, and I pretty much gave him the business, right? I jumped him a little bit, told him, what are you doing with that thing in your ear? Don't you know it's sending radio waves right into your brain, right into your pineal gland? You know, we had a really good talk about it, and then later on he kind of came up to me and he said, man, I just bought these earbuds and they costed me $200. Will you trade me something for it?
Like, so I don't feel so bad.
So I don't feel bad. I'm giving them up, and I just took off my neck knife and handed it right to him, and I took his ear pods, and I got him at home. I'm going to do a video about him because I found out some really creepy stuff about him that you guys are going to want to know. So as soon as we get back home, I'll do that video. And that's what happened to my neck knife. So now I want you guys to do me a favor. Everybody who cares about Doug, we're going to pull a joke on my buddy over here, Patrick, okay? So everybody, you got your pen and paper? Everybody, or pull up your email on your phone if you want to write an email. And we're going to write, we're going to do an email campaign to Patrick, okay? I'm going to give you guys his email address. Now, all of y'all probably won't do this, but this is fun stuff. So if you want to have fun and help Doug out, let's do it. Okay, you ready? It's mtknivesenet@gmail.com. Now, I'm actually going to copy it for you. Let me see if I can copy it here. I'm going to put it in the comments section so you can copy it. And then everybody write Patrick an email and say, hey, Patrick, Doug needs his neck knife so he can promote your business. And everybody send him an email and say, hey, Patrick, Doug needs a neck knife. Or just say, Doug sure looks naked without your groovy neck knife on him, or something like that. And let's all give him a big nudge. All right, this is fun stuff, you guys. He's a friend of mine. So you guys, here's the email, because it's been a couple weeks. Here's his email right there, MTK.
And I can't tell you how many times in the past week or two, I'm like, where's your knife? Where's your knife? I need his knife. And
right.
He doesn't have it.
And I feel bad too, because, you know, I walk packed, and I like to have my 2 levels of security, right? So if I can't get to my knife, if I'm too close, or, you know what I mean, something goes hand to hand, a little too coarse cord, I got my knife, man. That thing is really a handy dandy, and I think it could literally save you, okay? So I want to have my knife back on, and he knows the whole story. He was at the conference, and I'm just waiting for it to show up, right? So I'm leaving the email. You guys, for fun, help me out and email Patrick and say, please send Doug his new neck knife. He looks so weird not having it on his videos, all right? That's really fun stuff. So let's have some fun and do that. Done, Doug. Yeah, you guys are awesome. I know some of you guys are doing it, some of you guys don't care. Some of you guys are just passing through, and it's all good. We have a really good core of awesome people, and for that, we salute.
Yes, we do. You guys are awesome. Let's all give everybody a round of applause, because you are. You are the best.
Y'all, we are not doing the August conference this year. We're trying to build a house for the Murphys who just packed up all their belongings and moved to Missouri. So we have a lot on our plate right now. We just pulled off that conference with over 2,000 people and their kids, like 300 kids. We had the bestest time ever. All the feedback was, this was the event that we've been looking for. Okay, and that was pretty good, man. That really made my heart feel good. You know what I mean? So we're gonna focus on the spring thing. Next year we're gonna do an August thing, but I'm telling you guys, it's gonna be 100 people, 50 one day and 50 the next, and it's all at the homestead, hands-on, very informative stuff. This will be for the very serious people. And then Stacy, if you guys want to attend her woman's retreat, that's going on in October, and that is a banger of a show. It's 2 days. Stacy 100%. All the food that is provided for you guys for lunch is from the farm, grass-fed, all beautiful beef and lamb. Everything is nice, and you guys learn a lot about the woman's stuff. You want to talk about some stuff? I don't know. Like,
well, yeah. It is going to be fabulous.
Yes.
I don't have it all. Let's wait until after this.
Yes.
We get back home, and then I'll talk
Yes.
more specific about it.
Yes.
And I'll let you know more about the specifics.
And you guys can go to homesteadinglifeconference.com. We have the information there for you guys. We haven't really done any updates to the website, but all you have to do is look for Stacy's Woman's Retreat. It's to the top tabs. I'm making some copy and paste for you guys right now. And that's really going to be a good time. And that's the last get-together we're going to have this year. Ken and Amy said the conference was great. We get our grass-fed beef from right at our place. You know, basically, Noah is my adopted Amish daddy, okay? And we raise the beef at his property. They never get a shot. They never get, or nothing. They're just eating grass. And then we raise our own lamb and sheep at our place. And that's how we do it. And then we just get that from him and then eat the beef ourselves, and we're in a constant supply of the beef. What do you think about grounding bed mats? I kind of like them. Stacy will probably talk on them too, but I don't like the part where you have to plug them into the wall.
I know what you mean.
You agree?
Well,
Get some linen sheets. If you want some healing power while you sleep, go to Quince, Quince. We're not affiliates. We should be. And get you some linen sheets.
yeah, linen is just amazing. It's very healing. It's got a very high frequency, like 5,000. And I really do love them. And then you can also get your grounding if you go outside.
We got a homie in Vegas. Yes, we're right here. We're in Vegas right now. We can hook up with you, homie.
Yep, we are right
Home
here.
security, short clips, plus live footage.
What are you talking about?
Go to channel. There's a guy that watches our channel here. I'm gonna check. Hey, I'm gonna check your subscribers right now. I can check and see your tabs here. I'm gonna see if you. No, you don't even show your subscribers. I can see if you're actually subscribed to our channel. Don't you know that? All right, so I see all your stuff here. You got them cameras outside. Car hood jumping, another good reason to keep your car in the garage. All right. Yeah, man, we're gonna try to have a meetup if you guys are. Patrick is calling. I can't answer the phone, Patrick, because I'm on my live show on my phone. You know how we roll. Patrick's already calling, so you guys already made. See how powerful you guys are. Patrick is already calling, saying what's going on. All right, but we're trying to meet up with you guys. If you're in the university, I'm going to put an email out to you. So before we leave, Stacy and I would like to meet up with you guys and take you out to eat. Okay, so we're going to put an email out to you guys. I'll probably do it when we get off here. You can come too, but I don't know how. You have to email me and just tell me that you're in Vegas. You're a Vegas homestead homie, and then I'll give you the information. Okay, let's see what Patrick said. What did he say? He called me a turd. Come on, man. You know you're laughing. And besides, man, you could be getting them emails. I'm trying to help you out. All right. Red light therapy is awesome, man.
Yes.
Try to get into a dry sauna. That is awesome. It makes you sweat. If you guys are not getting outside and working that body and sweating, get yourself a dry sauna and make yourself sweat in that thing then. All right, no more emails to Patrick. He got
stop them. And then Kim says she changed most of her clothes from organic cotton and linen. I'm telling you, that's what I've been doing for him. I'm getting a bunch of material, and I'm gonna go ahead and make him a bunch of shirts out of linen now too. He's got organic cotton shirts now, but he's gonna switch to linen, and I really try to, like, I got linen pants on, and I'm really trying to switch my fibers. And now I can't. It's weird. You can't even wear, once you wear it for a while, you can't wear other clothes. Yeah, he just texted you again.
I know.
He said?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's all good, man. If you just get that thing in the mail, I wouldn't have to bother you like this. And it's the, what was it? The Ozark Orange now, don't forget. I'm just telling you guys, I'm just going to tell you straight up, like John and Gretchen, if you guys are watching, YouTube has allowed us just some really great blessings, man. And we have met some really great people. I met Patrick way back in the day, way back when we were probably growing in Faith Farm. He came by the homestead way back then. I would have you come by the homestead because we're never hiding nothing. And he stopped by real late at night with his daughter, and they were on their big travel from like the East Coast to their new homestead and all, or looking for it. It was like way back in those stages. And man, we've just really met some cool people. And then he went on to start his knife thing, and he was a lineman on the electric company stuff. And you know, now he's doing good enough with the knives that I don't even know if he's doing lineman stuff anymore. He kind of went in and went out. And then, so that's a blessing for him and his family that he's able to sell enough knives. They've got a homestead now. He's able to work on the homestead and make his knives and send them out all around the USA and maybe the world. I mean, this is such cool stuff. John and Gretchen blessed us. You know, they took us down to see Dr. Leo. We made that cool video for you guys about that Dr. Leo bee bed business. I mean,
did you guys like it? It was so cool. So if you guys didn't watch that video, go back and watch it.
Yes.
That was amazing because I had wanted to go down there for so long, and it was crazy the amount of people think that we are laying in the bed and the bees were flying around you inside of it, but the beehives are underneath you.
I don't know if they thought that, but they just thought the whole process of it was too creepy, and they were too scared to even get close to the
No,
bees.
it wasn't. It was so.
Because I got stung right when we got there, and
Well,
normally I never do.
You went around the front.
I never get stung, but I got him right here. He stung me right here on my forearm. I kind of caught him between my body right when we got there. So
well, it was not. I wouldn't have been worried about it. That was a freak, but it was really cool. The
Yeah, if you
vibrations
guys-
and the sound. It was, and the smell. It was really cool.
yeah, if you want to get a knife from Patrick, okay, I'm going to leave the link for you guys. It's mtknives.net. Okay, that's just that simple. mtknives.net. Yeah, we love Dr. Leo, man. That's another great. I met him at an organic growing conference. He was there. I went up and started talking to him. I was like, man,
And the rest is history.
I know, and I really like what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think we should do some videos together. And me and Dr. Leo, we have produced, I believe, and I documented them very well, several cameras. If you guys go watch those videos, that's like NPR stuff. Some of it was a little hard with the wind. But I really tried hard to bring you guys a very educational video about the bees. I'm passionate about them. I love dealing with my bees. And his information was just, revolutionary, if you will, because I was learning the big pharma way from our mentors. And this was so refreshing. And so when I started keeping bees like this natural way, no sugar water, splitting hives, collecting swarms from my area, we've had much better success with the bees. He's a wealth of knowledge. He's become great friends of our family, and we cherish them and their family. It's a beautiful thing.
And that's the thing. One thing I really love about Dr. Leo, every time you listen to him, even though you think you know a lot about bees, you always learn something. And what I find is really fascinating, people that don't raise bees or you know, it's not one of the things that they do. They love to listen to him because you learn so much about the bee and about everything, and they're very fascinating videos. I really enjoy them.
I love it.
Oh, Carmen got her quince sheets today. Make sure you wash them. Wash them on delicate and then put them on low in the dryer. Or you
No,
can
I
hang
didn't
them
see
outside.
Patrick's comment. What did he say?
Oh, he's probably
He's
getting
moving pretty fast. But I know he just got a whole new batch of knives, you know, slugs in or whatever you call it, steel. So he'll be having knives in stock or shooting out the door if you're on his list. All right, y'all, we banged out 78 minutes for you guys. I was at my grandson's where we had dinner with them. We brought beef and had dinner with them. And I'm holding my grandson. I'm like, we got to go. We got to rush home because the homestead homies are waiting. So we all actually like feel and respect and look at you guys like your family as well, was my point there. And so, you know, when you watch our videos, you know, like I'm not trying to scare you or I'm just trying to let you guys know that like there's some stuff going on, okay? And this is going to pop off, and I just don't want you guys getting caught flat-footed, okay? I want you to be prepared, not scared. I want you to be stocked up on your salt, your castor oil, all the stuff we have links for. Get a sun oven so you can cook if the grid goes down and it won't stink up the neighborhood and draw attention to yourself.
Or like the Relight from Redmond, you know, if you want to get your electrolytes
all
like
that's
that.
great for your preps.
Yeah.
Keep your bullets up. Stay in prayer. Stay spiritually fit. Get to know your neighbors a little bit better. You know, we are in uncharted territory. Okay, former president of the United States has just been convicted of 34 counts of felonies. Okay, we're in uncharted waters. We have World War III getting ready to pop off. China is circling around Taiwan over there, stressing them out. Okay, they're pushing this bird flu hype as they destroy millions of birds in our food system.
When the common sense would be to get rid of the ones that are sick.
Yeah, that's what you do.
And
Build
then the
herd
other
immunity.
ones won't get their. It's
Right.
ridiculous how they're doing it.
And then here, I'm trying to tell you guys as well, if you guys aren't on X, following me on X, maybe you should follow there. I do a pretty good job of posting stuff that's going on there. Something else I want you guys to know right quick.
Steph says, who do you want your email warriors to email next?
That's right.
We could do a lot, could we? Now we need to do some Congress people.
No, those people are all compromised. They're good for nothings, man. You guys, we're not going to vote our way out of this. I'm sad to tell you. That's just kind of the way that it is. All right, here's another fire. Millions of birds going up. This was in Illinois, okay? This is not the other fire that I talked about. This is another fire. Millions of birds in a free range place. Also, they're getting ready to cull, straight up walk in and cull several million birds in Iowa, okay? This is an attack on our food system, but they're trying to make it look random, just like they did with all the tornadoes. Stacy and I grew up in Tornado Alley, okay? I've never seen 2 weeks worth of tornadoes every day. And some days there was over 100 tornadoes spotted. All right? This is not normal stuff. This weather stuff, they're going to try to pass this weather stuff off as global warming, normal, nothing to see here. All the while, they're charging the atmosphere. I have proof that they're taking down websites that you could track this stuff on now. They're calling out the people that are actually tracking it and trying to make them look bad. This stuff is happening. They're charging the atmosphere. If you live in Florida, mark my words, Florida or the Gulf Coast of America, this hurricane season is going to be lit. It's going to be something like you've never seen before.
A couple things. So April says, am I getting my linen clothing from Pack? No, you know what? I go to resale shops. I go to Goodwill. I go wherever. And you can find, a lot of times I find linen skirts, linen pants. If I'm just out looking around, sometimes I'll see linen stuff. But you can find linen things. If you ever go on a vacation to like at the beach stores and stuff, there's a lot of that organic cotton coming from Peru and different places. You can find loose things, just loose cottony things that are not tight fitting on the body. Just remember, a lot of this stuff that our clothes that are buying, the polyester, just think you're wearing
Oh my
plastic.
gosh.
If you're wearing underwear with all these microfibers and all these things that pull the smells away and all that, that's not good. You know, you're
Don't be
putting it on your
using
private part.
Febreze in your house, plug-in stuff.
Yeah, all those things are just poison for you. And then someone was talking about they're not being able to sleep at night. You know, check into magnesium glycinate. It's a very nice one. Doug and I, that's what I like.
Don't have a
glycinate.
TV in your place. Don't keep your phone by your bed.
Ear. And then as well as doing a nice relaxing tea, we do at offgroupdougandstacy.com have the Rest and Digest, which is my formula.
Rest and Digest.
That it took me a long time to get it on a bigger scale like we're selling. And we've had so many wonderful testimonies on that. But if you don't like our Rest and Digest, you can get, like, you know, there's chamomile tea.
Oh, you'll like it.
It is very good. But, you know, chamomile tea or...
What's in the Rest and Digest? It's got chamomile.
There's chamomile, and there's ginger, and there's lemongrass, and... Oh, my gosh, I just forgot. What's my last one? I got to buy orders of making it. And spearmint. Spearmint. Yeah.
And so you guys can get that at offgridwithdougandstacy.com or the shop tab. And I just left the link for you guys. It's called Rest and Digest Tea.
Yeah. So those things for like Doug and I we have our rituals. So if you guys have rituals before bed, it makes your sleeping experience better. You know, like right now we have lights on, you know, but it's still daylight out here because we're on the West Coast. But you know, we will not have lights over our head because that's simulating the sunshine. So if you guys are at home, make sure your lamps are by you. You can turn the lamp on by the side. You don't want overhead light because that is going to be just like the sun and your body's thinking it's still daylight. So we'll have our candles, our beeswax candles. Get my candle. It's up there. Right up there.
Yeah, we sell these too. We make them, we hand pour them for you guys. We just started doing this 100% beeswax, unrefined, 100% cotton wick, all nice. We hand pour them for you guys.
And they help to purify with the air.
And you get them at the same link.
Like at night, I light my candle. You know, we'll have, so I have a nice light out, and then I'll drink my tea. I take my magnesium. So, and everything is good. I don't have any electronics in our bedroom. Especially
we don't have any. No. We don't even have any outlets anywhere.
But those things,
y'all, that changed our life.
It did.
I'm telling you guys, we were in the city with the dirty electricity. That's a good book, by the way, if you could get that book, Dirty Electricity. But you know, when we got up there with no outlets in our house, man, we could get some sleep and deep, good, healing sleep. That made a big difference in our health, you guys. Big difference in our health.
Okay.
I'm trying to find you guys something, and Stacy can talk to you guys for a second. Somebody was asking about this bird flu thing, and I'm going to give you the answer. You're not going to like it, but I'm going to give you the answer. If I can find it. I hope I can find it.
They say knives are out of stock.
I know. He sells a lot of knives. Just write him an email if you really want one, and he'll put you on a list, and then he'll get you one. He's going to start getting them and banging them out. He works pretty quick.
I think he got too many emails.
You guys are awesome.
So, Patriot Roy, he's 61. He's in a studio apartment, nowhere to grow. Don't you have a window?
You could do sprouts. You could
do
microgreens.
Go to our friends at barefootmicrogreens.com and get a microgreen little grow kit.
Barefoot,
you can have greens, fresh
microgreens.com.
greens, and do really well and get good vegetables.
Yep.
Yeah, do some broccoli
Don't
sprouts.
need all those
sunflower
oxalates
sprouts.
anyway.
They'll all be good, your sprouts. So, Puglet said, I'm trying to use the code on Queen of Thrones, but it's not working. But the others are.
What's it?
On Queen of Thrones, she says she's trying to use the Queen of Thrones, but she can't go through. Maybe it's because you have to, how much do you have to spend?
Yeah, you got to spend like $65 to get the 10% off. Okay, so that's one of their stipulations over there.
The one thing at Queen of Thrones for the castor oil, they do have a roller with a quartz ball.
Oh, I love it.
And you can use it.
It's
you
very
can roll
handy
it on
dandy.
there. You can put it on. I put it. There's a roller ball, and it's like a quartz crystal, and I put it on my I rub it in really lightly on my lines here, where you have like some wrinkles. So I that's where I use it. And then
the
you can
packs
just
are
roll
where
it.
it's at.
Yeah, and then I roll it on here, and then I put the castor oil pack on, and that works really well. Okay.
Man, I'm not going to be able to find it.
No.
But basically, the reason why you guys are hearing about this stupid bird flu stuff with the pigs and the cows and all this is because there's a couple jack scientists who've been locking themselves up in a building for several years now, trying their darndest to get this mRNA stuff to flump and jump around, right? It's called gain of function. And they put the guys on blast today, who they were, and I just didn't, I don't know. You guys don't really seem like you care that much about it, so I didn't really let that one register on me, okay? But I'm here to tell you, there are scientists, crazy people, okay, that are sitting in rooms trying to figure this out. And now, since they got free willy-nilly, your body is the new target. You know what I mean? Ah, guess who found it? Here we go, folks. The bird flu starts. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me right now?
Did they take it off? Probably.
No, as soon as they try to move my feet. If the bird flu starts spreading human to human, you can thank these two gain of function researchers for their financial sponsors. They've been working on it for years. Professor R.A.M. Ron Foucher, Fouchier, PhD, Deputy Head of ERASMUS, ERASMUS, Department of Viroscience, and Yashiro Kawakawa, PhD, Department of Pathological Crazy People Sciences, University of Wisconsin. And here they are. They work for the McCullough Foundation, and these are the people right here that if anything starts going sideways in society, these two morons, okay, I'm going to say it, are playing with God's fibers and genomes. All right, these two guys right here. You want to email some people, find these guys' emails, tell them to beat it. And these two guys right here have been playing in the lab, messing with our sequences, and they're going to get something to hop over. And I don't know if you guys know, but at the times of Noah, it was the same kind of stuff. They were messing with the genes, the gene of us, you know what I mean? Us in general.
And I keep seeing lots of people talking about linen and people can't find it. So here's the thing. We need to bring back a lot of these lost arts. A lot of people are sewers. Maybe they sew other things. But you can go to any, fabric store. Someone was just saying here, like a Goodwill and places like that, they can find the scraps. They found linen scraps, but you could go buy material and go hire someone that that likes to sew, and then and get a pattern, and you can make skirts, pants, dresses. If you want to, like, little underwear, shorts, you could do anything. Slips. One of the ladies I was reading said that she made a slip, a linen slip for underneath her dresses. So you could do a lot of these things and make your own, because that's what, like I say, I'm going to do that with Doug's shirts. I've had things made for myself out of linen, and I'm going to go try to find some more linen. And a lot of times you can find it on sale when they have specials, like at Joann Fabrics and things. They have 25% off or wherever. Then you can get some linen and you can start making your own clothes. I mean, honestly, at least someone who made it for you, and then it even means a little bit more to you when you wear it.
And Lisa, you're not going to really run a refrigerator off of one of those little solar generators. You could run like a college or like a dorm fridge off of it, just a little bitty
Smaller
one. Maybe for a little while, but you're not going to do it with that. Doug gives it to you straight. Don't listen to all these people on YouTube telling you these lies. They've sent me those things. I have several of them, but you never see them because they never really actually work that good. So I never want you to spend your money on stuff that's not going to be advantageous for your homestead. Okay, I will never do that to you guys. So the Jackery and the Blue Eddy, those are all good power sources. If you want to keep your phone up, run some lights, maybe have your laptop or something, blah blah. But running a fridge, maybe a small apartment fridge. But the generator just can't be beat. That's just the facts, and we only used it for power on demand, but it was always there when we needed it. And now we're running off solar power, but the system that we have was given to us, and it cost probably between like $6,000 to $8,000, and it's been working pretty good. So.
Stone Creek One says, mud bass, anyone? We
Those
all
are awesome.
No, we took mud baths at the
At the
conference.
conference. Feet mud baths.
All right, I think we're done.
We're totally done. Man, thanks as always for hanging out with us, you guys. We really appreciate you spending Sunday nights with us and watching our videos during the week. You guys didn't really go for that fluoride video, but you should have. Because there's a lot of good information in there about the fluoride, man. And it's a great video to share with your friends to help wake them out of their stupor. And you guys could actually, on a per city basis, you could actually get your city administrator to get with you and to stop putting fluoride in your local drinking water. That would be a huge step for you guys. You know what I mean?
Oh, and then Carrie wants to know, what do I use to wash the castor oil wrap? It's gonna kind of stain a little bit, but I just use my, my laundry detergent. A good, gentle one, if you're going to use one for your washing machine, is Ecos, E-C-O-S, or like I do handmade laundry detergent, but I do both. You can just use like Castile soap, but that's how I do mine. It's not going to look perfectly white again, but it gets clean. And remember, on the castor oil packs, you do not have to wash them every time.
Right.
You can use them 3, 4 times, 5 times, before you wash them, even 6 times, if you want to wash them once a week, and it's fine. They're fine.
All right, so what did we learn tonight? We learned that MTK Knives is out of stock. We learned that Doug and Stacy have Rest to Digest tea, chocolate tea. Stacy has several books that she's written on fermenting, on cooking from scratch, on remedies. She has a home remedy book that's the bomb. Okay. Also, we learned that sugar is in everything that you eat, and it's making you sick. Man, that's bad news.
And then some people want to know where Molly is.
Molly's right here. She goes with us on all of our trips. She is part of our pack.
Here's Molly.
She's a good girl.
There's
She's ready
Molly.
for her walk right now.
Yeah.
And I got my rifle here. I'm always packing. Somebody asked what I was packing. I have my Henry over here. I got my, I'm on a 1911 guy. I got a 45 over here, but it's an XP. It's a small one, Springfield XP. So we never leave home without our firearms at all, and plenty of ammunition. I have rounds in my pocket, rounds in my truck. So you guys don't leave home without a way to get back home.
And yes, you guys are awesome, as always. Always do make these little changes. And here's the big thing. You can't get stuck on what you know. You have to constantly keep evolving and keep learning. Keep getting books. Don't count on this dumb internet all the time. Just keep trying to find books and learning and learning and learning. And, we'll eventually get there. As they say, you get older and wiser. So, you kind of learn. You got to listen to your body. And start making these changes to make you feel good, because your body is meant to heal. Your body is not to be feeling icky all the time and just, looking what you're putting in it. So, we're good.
That's it, man. You guys remember, the most capable hand is at the end of your wrist. Okay, speaking of Henry, Farm Alarm is here tonight too. How is Henry? More people that we've met along the way, right? Farm Alarm. So you guys have a great night. Thanks for hanging out with us. I got some bangers coming out for you this week. I will not leave you hanging, even though we're hanging out with our grandson and in Vegas and stuff. Then we're going to leave out of here. We're going to hit one more spot, and then we're going to start making our way back home. We might even try to go by Redmond. I'm not sure yet, but we're doing it. Watch out for World War III getting ready to pop off. That's another thing kind of on my radar. This stuff, you can just wake up and this stuff's going on. So keep your preps up. The university will be lit on Wednesday night. We will be there. And again, I will send an email out to you guys right after this if you're in the university, so we can have a meetup here in Vegas. And I will get your email. I saw that you said you emailed us. I'll send you an email to let you know when and where is.
So we'll have 2 meetups.
And
right?
No, we're gonna have one meetup for everybody, and then I'm gonna buy you guys dinner. So let's see how many people show up. In-N-Out Burger, here we go. All right, so we're going to try to do that. So if you're in the university, look for your email. Otherwise, if you're on our email list, I just sent out an email with that horse information that was very good about the fluoride. So that was really good. That's another way we can keep in touch with you. And then at the university, basically, we're a little more in depth with our systems. Stacy and I hang out with you guys every Wednesday night and answer your questions. We put up videos there that you don't get to see on YouTube. We put some videos up there from the conference that you guys didn't get to see on YouTube. And so it's just another way too that in case YouTube and other Facebook and stuff put a boot on our neck, we have our own outlet to stay in touch with you guys. All right. So we'll see you guys on the next video. University.offgridwithdougandstacy.com.
Yes. And
All
then,
right.
yep.
And
And
then-
then the university people, we're doing kombucha.
Yeah,
And
kombucha's Wednesday night.
We're going to do all the whole process of kombucha.
On the road even.
Yeah, this should be interesting. But yeah, we're going to do it.
All right, we'll see you guys on the next one.
Bye.
And share the video if you just showed up. Watch the beginning. That information was